Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. Now, one of the reasons to get yourselves the PMP certification or simply study project management in general is to be able to understand and speak the project management vocabulary, speak the language of the trade. True story. In one of my previous organizations, I heard someone say the schedule is yet to be blessed by engineering. And that got me thinking, why is engineering blessing something? Do we go around looking for blessings on the project schedule? Of course not. What we might be looking for is a baseline vote or a go vote on the project schedule. When you study project management, you get to know that the right word to use in this scenario is a baseline vote or a go vote and not blessings. Now, this might sound trivial, but in project management environment, in a project environment where we have resources working across geographies, and in certain projects you might have resources that span multiple organizations, it is important that the vocabulary we use is in line with what is used in the industry. And it is not just a buzzword that's used only in your organization, or even worse, just used by your own team. Now, in this video, we take a look at 10 very basic, very fundamental terms or key concepts that even a beginner in the field of project management should be aware of. So let's start off with the first such term. And this term has to be project itself. We are talking about project management. We must start with what a project is. So a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Very important to understand here a few words that I have underlined. Project is a temporary endeavor. That means it will end one day. And when it ends, it is supposed to create a unique product, a unique service, or a unique result. When we say temporary, the temporary nature of the projects, they indicate that each project must have a start date and an end date. These dates could be for the entire project work or just a phase of the project work. But when we say a project is a temporary endeavor, we must understand the fact that it comes with a start and an end date. It will end one day. Projects can be standalone or be part of a program or a portfolio. Obviously, the next thing that we need to understand is what is a program and what is a portfolio. The definitions of these are also going to come in the later part of this video. So stick around. But for now, I hope what a project is, that is something which is clear, because that is our starting point. Okay, so now that we know what a project is, let's talk about project management. The application of knowledge, skills, tools and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. That is what project management is. So remember these three things: knowledge, skills, tools and techniques that you are going to apply on the activities of the project. Now, project is going to have several activities, right? So the knowledge, skills, tools and techniques that you're going to apply to the project activities to meet whatever the requirements of your project is, that is project management in a nutshell. Now, project teams, they can achieve the outcomes using a broad range of approaches like predictive, adaptive, hybrid, and based on the approach that you select, your project activities might also differ. Now, basically, project management is all about guiding the project work to deliver intended outcomes. Now, I hope you are able to make out that this guiding, right, the work of guiding the project work, that is the basic job of a project manager. And project management is all about guiding the project work to deliver intended outcomes. Who is going to guide? The project manager is going to guide. Let's move on. So let's talk about the project team and then we will move over to the project manager. Although you now have a fair idea of what a project manager is or what he or she does. Now, project team is a set of individuals who are performing the project work to achieve its objectives. As simple as that. You don't have to, you know, come up with complex definitions. Project team is just a set of individuals. They are performing the project work. The project work could contain all the project related activities, and why they are doing it, they are doing it to achieve the objectives of the project. Let's talk about the project manager now. So project manager is obviously part of the project team itself, but he or she is the person who is leading the project team. And the project team is obviously responsible for achieving the project objectives, but leading or guiding the project team, that is something that is done by the project manager. The project manager is assigned by the performing organization. This is also very, very important. So assume there are two organizations, organization A and organization B. Now, organization A wants to develop a mobile application, but they do not have the technical expertise to develop a mobile application. There is another organization that has expertise in developing mobile applications. So A contacts this organization with the expertise, which is organization B, to develop a mobile application. And when organization B takes up this project, organization B becomes the performing organization, and organization B is going to assign a person who is going to be the project manager, and the project is to develop or create a mobile application. Project manager in several instances, in several cases, is also the face of organization B to the customer, which is organization A. So I hope you understand what performing organization here means. Now, project managers, they perform several functions like facilitating the project team, work to achieve the intended outcomes, whatever the project team work is, right, to achieve the intended outcomes of the project, managing the delivery processes, etc. Basically anything that is required to lead the project team or guide the project team, all those functions are the responsibility of the project manager. So I hope you understand who the project manager really is. Now let's talk about what a program is. A program is basically a combination of three things: related projects, not just any projects, remember, related projects, subprograms, and program specific activities, certain program specific activities. These three make up a program, and these three make up a program when you manage them in a coordinated manner. So if there are related projects and you manage them individually, not in a coordinated manner, there are certain benefits that you are not going to be able to obtain. Now, what could these benefits be if you ask me? Now, in one of our previous slides, we talked about how organization was delivering a mobile application to their customer, right? So a certain engineer who might have experience with creating a certain type of mobile application, he or she can be part of a program which develops only mobile applications. So his or her expertise can be very, very beneficial for this program. Similarly, there could be other experienced resources. They can work on developing similar type of mobile applications, basically the related projects, and their expertise and experience can be used. This is how an organization will be able to obtain the benefit of managing related projects, subprograms, and certain program specific activities in a coordinated manner, in basically doing all of this together in a coordinated fashion so that they can derive benefit like this. They can have similar resources with similar expertise and experience work on developing similar kind of mobile applications. So this is very, very beneficial, and that is why we have a program. Now let's talk about portfolio. So we saw how managing similar type of projects can help you obtain certain benefits. What is a portfolio? Portfolio is going to contain projects, programs, even sub portfolios and operation specific activities. When these are all managed as a group to achieve the strategic objectives of the organization, you are basically dealing with a portfolio. Let's take an example. We saw that there was one project which was the delivering organization delivering a mobile application. Then we saw how this delivering organization can create a program where they deliver similar type of mobile applications to different customers and they obtain the benefit out of it. Now it is also possible that this delivering organization also has a different program. That program is where they deliver web applications. This is where their engineers have expertise in developing websites. It could be e-commerce websites, it could be social networking websites, whatever kind of websites, right? So now this organization has a portfolio of different programs. Program 1 is mobile application development and program 2 is web development, and there could be different programs as well, there could be different sub portfolios as well within the portfolio of mobile and website development. Within these two programs there could be sub portfolio. You could be delivering different kind of programs within your web development niche. So you could have a program which is specifically focusing on, let's say, e-commerce website. Then you can have another program which delivers only, let's say, news websites. You could have another program which delivers only, let's say, social networking websites, right? So this program, these three different kind of programs can also create a specific sub portfolio within the portfolio, because remember, your portfolio contains both mobile development as well as web development, and this sub portfolio contains just web development but different types of programs that have different kind of websites that your organization basically develops. So a portfolio is everything that an organization does and it helps them achieve whatever the strategic objective that the organization may have. Quick reminder, head over to pmclounge.com/pm101-pembox7. This is our free masterclass, your gateway into the world of project management, and it features PMBOK 7. So check this link out, everything is free. All right, now let's talk about a product. What exactly is a product? Remember, when we started off, we said that the output of a project is usually a unique service, a unique product, or maybe a change, any kind of change, right? So a product is something which is quantifiable. It is a quantifiable artifact that is produced through the project. So that is why I mentioned how we've already talked about this in the beginning. The output of a project, right? What a project produces could be a product, it could be a service, it could be any kind of other change as well. A product can either be an end item in itself or a component item. So remember from our example of programs, it is possible that a program has different kind of projects, and each of these projects, they actually deliver a component item and not the end item. So each of these projects, they basically deliver a component item, and these four projects, when they deliver their four components, it makes up a new product or a complete product of sorts. So that is also possible. That is also how programs can be created or can be managed. So that is why a product can either be an end item in itself. One project produces this entire product, that is also possible, or it could be a component item where we talked about these four different component items. So let's talk about what an outcome is. It is as simple as it sounds. It is an end result or a consequence of a project or a process, and this process could itself be a part of the project itself. So if you have studied, if you're old enough to have studied or know PMBOK 6 world, you might be aware that we used to have several processes, and let's say a project management plan was also an outcome, but it was not the outcome of the project, it was the outcome of a process itself. We talked about product in the previous slide, that could be an outcome. Maybe the end result, end product in itself, or a component item, that could be an outcome of a project too. But an important point to note here is that outcomes, they can be artifacts, they can be outputs, but they have a broader intent. So not just every output that you see from your project can be called an outcome, because when you're delivering a project you may have several outputs, right? But not every output can be termed as an outcome, because outcome has a broader intent. It focuses on the benefits and value that the project was undertaken to deliver. So why did you undertook a project? Why are you actually doing a project? What is the benefits and what is the value that you are deriving out of that project? Anything that aligns with the benefits and the value, that is an outcome. Not every output from your project is going to be an outcome. Okay, let's talk about value, since we touched upon value in the previous slide as well when we talked about benefits and value. What exactly is value? It again is something as simple as it sounds. It is, let's say, what is the value of A, then the worth, the importance, or the usefulness of A is its value. Let's take a lesser vague example. Your mobile phone, right? There is certain value that you have for your mobile phone. It could depend upon what it's worth, it could depend upon how important it is for you, or it could also depend on its usefulness that is applicable to you. Now let me ask you something. Your mobile phone, is it possible that you have a different value for your mobile phone versus the value of that mobile phone that your granny has or your mum has? Could there be a difference? Of course, there can be a difference, because different stakeholders, when we talk about our projects, right? Different stakeholders are going to have different value. They are going to perceive value in different ways. Customers, they may define value as the ability to use specific features or functions in that mobile phone or any other product, right? So as a customer, how do you define value? You define it by how easy it is to use specific features, right? The ability to use specific features or functions that you are offering as part of your mobile phone or any other product for that matter. Organizations, they can focus on business value as determined with financial metrics. So how, financially, how beneficial a certain product is, that could be the business value that organizations derive out of something, right? Out of your mobile phone or out of your the product that your project has generated. So that is how customers look at value differently. Organizations look at value very, very differently. Also, societal value. Now, society as a whole can also have a certain value for the product of your project or for the mobile phone for that matter, because societal value, it can include the contribution to groups of people or communities or the environment. So they look at a mobile phone or the product that your project has generated, and the society is going to see how valuable your product is based on the contribution it has made to the groups of people or the communities or even the environment. So different stakeholders are going to have different ways that they are going to look at the product of your project, and they are going to perceive certain value out of it. Finally, at number 10, let's talk about system for value delivery. Now, you already know what value is. We've talked about it in the previous slide. There is a system that organizations create for delivering this value. Now, if your organization delivers value in the form of the product that they have, which is, let's say, a mobile phone, then there is a system that the organization would have created to deliver those mobile phones, to be able to deliver the value that the mobile phones offer. And this system could simply be the portfolios, programs, projects, products, right? Remember the component products that are used in the end product, which is a mobile phone. So component products, operations, all of these can be part of the organization system for value delivery. So the organization delivers value in the form of their end product, which is a mobile phone, but to be able to do so, they have different portfolios, programs, projects, component products, and operations that are basically forming a system within the organization to be able to deliver the end product, to be able to deliver value to the customer. Now, system of for value delivery is basically a collection of strategic business activities, and these strategic business activities are aimed at building, sustaining, and advancing an organization. Obviously, when you have these many portfolios, programs, projects, products, operations, the system that you have created is obviously created to be able to build, to be able to sustain, and to be able to advance the organization uh, as a whole, right? So this is the system for value delivery. So I hope you got value out of this video, and I also hope that you now understand the reason I use the word value when I end my videos. This was the first video in the series of the standard for project management. I'll drop a link in the description that will be an entire playlist of all the videos on the standard for project management. If you want to learn the basics of project management, check out the second link in the description. Also, do check out the website pmclounge.com. Tons of useful articles and videos are available there. If you like our work, consider contributing at pmclounge.com/contribute. Like, share, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.